Stephanie McMahon is outside of RVD's locker room.
Oh, yeah.
And then her biggest foil from the early 2000s, Y2J walks up. This is a great little bit. I'm not a huge fan of Stephanie, but Jericho's definitely one of those people that if you give him garbage, he's going to turn into gold. That's really all I have to say about that. Then there was Y2J versus RVD. This was a really entertaining match.
I definitely thought it was very entertaining.
Yeah, you could tell RVD and Y2J have conflicting styles, but they just made it work.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good chemistry, and they can both tell a good story, especially Jericho.
Absolutely, and this was definitely when RVD was picking up. I don't want to say picking up pace, but he was having that little push that he had in the WWF. But he had a 5-star frog splash for the win. I rated this a 7 out of 10. This is Miles.
I wrote a little note. Steph distracted Jericho, and
of course he did.
Yeah, and I thought the hardest one that maybe chills was I saw RVD do a drop to hole to Jericho, smashing his face into the ladder. Oh my god! I was like, ooh, that was brutal. The brutal watch, but I was like, that's got to be a hell of a spot. I'm sure he was hurting in the morning on that one, but Jericho always has Stephanie's number, man. I don't mean obviously digits. I'm talking about, man, he tore her up with that damn mic work and all kind of jokes, and it was hilarious. He trash bag hoe. It's just crazy.
Dirty, stinking, bottom feeding trash bag hoe. Yeah. He did this one little. He did this promo, and it was after he kissed Stephanie to distract her, and he's talking about. He goes, "Stephanie McMahon is like roadkill. You want to walk over and just kind of kick it with your foot, just to kind of see like if it's still alive." He goes, "That's what it was like kissing her." It's like, damn, dude. He actually commented that she was always on board to go with all that. Yeah. Like she was a good sport about it.
I gave that match an 8.
Okay, yeah, similar ratings. There's a thing you can find on YouTube where he talks about when he won the Undisputed Championship. That is a really, really funny story. He talks about the fact that Vince, he found out how he's going to win it, that he's going to win it a few hours before the show started. And he did it he found out because Vince goes up to Taker and goes, Taker, you want to know how you can tell the business is in the trash can? We're going to put the belt on Jericho.
Yeah, I remember that story. Yeah.
And he's sitting there like, what?
That's hilarious.
And then he said he was celebrating in the ring. Vince came out, but then left. And then when he came backstage, everybody was gone.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the hotel, locks himself outside the hotel when he went to go get a pizza. It's a great story.
Yeah, I've seen that recently.
You know you can't feel good to have your boss be like, this is how you know it's trash. We're putting the belt on him.
Yeah. That's I wouldn't be too happy if I heard that myself.
Right. The next thing was The Rock versus Booker T with Shane for the WCW title. We forgot to mention on commentary, Paul Heyman and JR. Paul Heyman was really, really good on commentary, specifically in this match. Talking about different, basically just being the heel announcer.
I think Todd Heyman was a great heel announcer, honestly.
Yeah, he was. The only person I would say kind of gets close to it now is Taz when he's actually doing it. But yeah, he was a great heel commentator.
Two different styles, but they were both great.
Yeah, very much different styles, but they still make it work for who they were. But basically, Rock Bottom for the win. There was a whole dispute between Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick over over the match and interference and things of that nature. Because Nick Patrick, of course, being a WCW guy, let everything slide. Which is, I think it's interesting because they bring him up from WCW and he was known as the NWO referee for a very long time. I thought that was kind of funny, weird continuation.
Yeah, bring him in to keep on the heel side.
Yeah, even though the shenanigans, it was a good match. I mean, Rock and Booker T are obviously solid. So,
I thought it was a great match. Gave it an 8. That referee shenanigan deal and all the shenanigans coming inside and the interferences, I thought it was a good thing. It was good booking, so I was definitely impressed by it. You smell what I'm cooking.
Yeah, well, I could dig it. I actually gave it an 8 out of 10 as well. And this is actually during the era where I was a big Booker T fan coming from WCW. So,
yeah.
The next match was Tajiri versus Rhino. This is another one I kind of remember from watching it live. But ultimately, this was basically two former ECW guys. Rhino hits him with a gore and wins. Nothing much to speak of.
No, nothing. Just straight up. Nothing really to it. There's no frills, no big things at all. I gave it a 5. It wasn't nothing over the top. Just straight up a match, and that was it. But it was all right for what it was.
I gave it a 4. Yeah, it was a random throwaway match.
Rhino won the U.S. title.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just saying there wasn't really much to it. So here's something funny. I abbreviated the next match, and one of the abbreviations was KA. I'm like, Ken Anderson, Carl Anderson. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Wrong era. Kurt Angle versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWF Championship. This is what I was referring to with the 9/11 playing into the finish, because I do not think, because Kurt Angle won this one, I do not think Kurt Angle would have won this one if 9/11 hadn't just happened and he wasn't in Pittsburgh.
Honestly, I just watched I was telling you a week or so ago, I had watched the Stone Cold podcast they had. It's on the network, and and yeah, I know. Angle, they revealed that he was not supposed to win. He talked to Vince, so I think it was, I'm going to say probably a week, less than that. It was less than that. And he'll talk about him winning the titles, like, I'm going to be my hometown, and all this is going on. How about I get the title, and he'll drop it, soon enough. Mm-hmm. And so Vince talked to Austin, and Austin went right along with it. So that's what it really happened. Originally, the winner's supposed to be Austin, but they changed it.
Right. Okay. So this was just based on an assumption because Austin was red hot at the time, and one of the things I did notice, because I watched this on the network, and Austin's music was changed to something very, very odd that it wasn't his normal music. And I'm like, this has to be the era when he had the Disturbed version of it, which it was. So that stuck out like a sore thumb. But this is when Austin was huge at the time.
He was a crazy ass heel.
Mm-hmm. And, when they started interviewing, like Michael Cole was interviewing the Angle family, I was watching this, I'm like, Angle's going to win. They're in Pittsburgh. This is right after 9/11. Michael Cole's talking to the family. Angle's going to win this one. And it's one of those where I'm like, they probably changed this within a few weeks for the show, if not sooner.
Yeah, it was changed pretty quick, fairly quick before the pay-per-view. It was within a week. I think it was actually less than that Angle's talking about. But I think Austin went with it, and obviously Angle won the title. But that was a good match. I gave it an 8. Totally good story. Very, very physical stuff, and it was good. I enjoyed it.
And one of the things I did want to note that Austin tapped in this match. He didn't tap very much.
No, he was not a guy to tap ever. He didn't tap until he turned heel.
Right, right.
It made sense, but it's like, I remember this match fairly decent, and I was trying to remember him tapping, but he was not someone to tap at all. He tapped, let's say, about twice. Twice to finish the match, a couple more times when the referee's back was turned. But anyways, yeah, it was a good match, good ending of the show. I'm not the biggest Kurt Angle fan. I'll let the world know now, but it was a good choice to put the title on him. After all,
why not?
Well, why not? What?
Why aren't you a big fan of his?
I give him credit. Great wrestler. Very athletic. I just never got into that angle, man. That's all. There's times where it was okay. He made a decent face back in 2003, but just never really got on the angle train. That's pretty much all I can say, honestly. I guess it's more personality, I guess, part of it, but just never got behind the milk guy.
I don't know. I liked Angle a lot. Different eras, I got more behind him than others. And actually, TNA helped made him the whole Olympic ass kicker, basically. It was later on, but I've always liked the guy.
Yeah, fine.
But yeah, it was a pretty good pay-per-view overall. Like I said, I do remember ordering this live.
Yeah. I think I was at a friend's house when I watched it, honestly.
I would have been at my mom's house at the time. But yeah, that was Unforgiven 2001. Again, this took place on September 23rd, 2001, 12 days after the 9/11 Twin Towers falling. And like I said, with the finish to Kurt Angle and Steve Austin, it was very apparent about that.
Yeah.
Either way, but that was our review. Now you can find the podcast on Spreaker, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter at WrestlingSCool. And I'll let you take over for Facebook and Instagram because I never remember them.
Our Instagram is at Wrestling's Still Cool. Facebook, Wrestling's Still Cool. And our email is at wrestlingstillcool@gmail.com. Message us on social media or on email, and let us know what events you want us to review, talk about, what you want to hear. A shout out, hello, whatever it may be. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Halloween, whatever it may be.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. All those things. And just give us a shout.
Saints Day.
Okay, then we got enough there. Other than that, just let us know. And
All Hallows Eve.
Okay. And also let us know how you are hearing us, by what platform too. We want to know.
Yeah, and just and I definitely with Happy Halloween because we're recording this about a week before Halloween.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy St. Valentine's Day. New Year's Eve. Well, you can't. Happy New Year's. You can't pass up on New Year's. Martin Luther King Day, President's Day. Okay, we're gonna stop with this whole holiday thing.
St. Patrick's Day. I'm Irish. I have Irish. Anyways, I know we have too much fun a lot of times.
But that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy your day. And it's true. It's damn true.